Okay, guys, we're back. Day 3. Look at us being consistent. Welcome back to episode 3 of My Messy Middle. Sometimes I honestly forget the name because I'm just trying to show up and be consistent. I feel so much better than I did yesterday, and I'm so grateful for good health. As soon as I woke up this morning, I drank water and I went outside because I was in my Airbnb the entire day yesterday trying to recover. So I went out, I got a walk on the beach, I got some sun. I ate breakfast, which was really just fruit because I was scared to eat again. And I'm just so grateful. So if you're in good health, please take good advantage of it. Okay, so what's going on? Day 3. I almost didn't record today because I was like, I'm not going to do any work today. It's my last full day in Bali and I just deserve to have fun. And it's like, girl, you know the I deserve girlies, right? We can't wait to treat ourselves. And it's like, you deserve what? Because you did 2 days worth of videos, you're doing a video. Really, it's not even that I didn't want to record the video. It's that I didn't feel like doing my hair and I didn't feel like doing my makeup. So guess what? Today we're on Zoom because the great thing about Zoom is that it does this filter where it makes your skin nice and smooth. And so, you know what we're choosing today? Consistency over perfection. And we're finding, ways to meet ourselves in the middle. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm meeting myself in the middle. I'm recording, I'm leveraging Zoom, and that's just what you got to do sometimes. I do think sometimes we overthink the execution of things, right? We want the best lighting, we want a mic, we want a nice camera, we want the best editing software. And it's like, use what you have until you have, what you really desire, right? Until you have like the bigger, fancier things. And even from a marketer standpoint, I do find that people like the unpolished version of things better because it is more authentic. Sometimes there is a little bit of a disconnect with the more polished version. And I know the more polished version, which I'm not opposed to, things being nice and polished. You guys know I love aesthetic. So I'm not opposed to things being, polished, but I do think that the authenticity is what people are looking for. But anyhow, we are at day 3 and I already feel like I'm learning a lot about myself, and not even learning a lot, being reminded of things about myself that I want to take into this next season. I think the first thing is just being reminded of how much I love community. And I think my feelings around social media is that because I like community and connection, I feel even more disconnected on social media. I feel like the way we are forced to connect with people feels so gimmicky. And I understand it. The game is the game. So I'm not even hating on the game. It's just, this isn't true connection. This is, I manipulated you into listening to my content. I manipulated you into a follow because I had this catchy hook. So you connected with me because I had a catchy hook, or because I walked into the scene, or because I used the right font and all of that. And I just simply desire more genuine connection and community. So honestly, my hope is that YouTube will give me some of what I'm looking for and that people will come into my work hard, live soft community. The other thing that I was reminded of, so I created this brand archetypes PDF or framework, and my graphic designer was creating it. She sent me the PDF. And I originally created it because a client was kind of struggling with their delivery and with their messaging. And I recognized that when I was helping them, that there was a part of me that was projecting my voice and how I would say something onto their brand. And I'm like, you know what? Let's take a step back because you would say this differently. And so I'm like, okay, well, why would you say it this way? And why would I say it this way? The message is still the same, but the voice and the delivery is different. And I'm like, we just have different personalities. We just have different archetypes of how our brand shows up. And so I created this guide called Brand Archetypes. I'll put the link in the description, but it has all of these different archetypes and I resonate with a lot of the archetypes on there. But the one that I truly resonate with is the nurturer. I'm a nurturer through and through. Okay. I love to be around people, or when I am around people, I love to make them feel seen. I love to make them feel loved. I love to hug on them. I love to encourage them. Even when I think about my spiritual gifts, exhortation is one of them, which is just simply encouragement. I just love to pour into people. And so community is just totally my vibe. So there's a couple other ones, like the storyteller I resonate with because I like telling stories, but it's that nurturer one, man. It's so good. The authority archetype I resonate with because I'm an authority when I need to be, not because I like to lead with it, right? And the authority archetype is like, hey, I've done this, you can trust me. I typically find myself in the authority energy, either when I'm selling, I'm positioning my brand because I need to create trust so that I can sell or so that I can get somebody to say yes to something. When I'm doing podcast interviews, I find myself in the authority type, but it's when I create my own paid community. So if you've come to my events, if you've been a client of mine, if you're in my membership, you get to see the nurturing side because I've already built the trust. And so typically I leverage the authority archetype when I need you to trust me enough to pay me. And then by the time you already trust me and pay me, I can go instantly into nurturer mode because the trust is already there. But I say all that to say, because I'm being reminded that I like community and that I am a nurturer, I need to create more opportunities of that in my business. How can I create more opportunities where I am in community, which is why I launched my community a few weeks ago, and where I can nurture people. So my team and I are going to work on, okay, well, do we need to do more workshops? Do we want to have more Q&As? What does that look like so you can, pour into people? So getting that level of clarity is really helpful. Again, I need to materialize what that will actually look like or mean for me. Somebody said that they watched my video and that they loved how I talked about systems. And that just felt like that was just really affirming for me. And it's so interesting because, of course, for the past 10 plus years, I've been coaching experts and professionals and teaching them how to position themselves, teaching them how to assess and articulate their value. And one of the things that I recognize, especially in the most brilliant experts, is that we downplay our genius because it comes so naturally to us. And I think that's potentially what I was doing with like my systematic or operations brain. It was like, I know that there's value in what I do, but I can't necessarily think about how I would package that into an offer without feeling like an imposter. And I'm like, I can't believe this is what I coach people through, but it's what I'm experiencing. And if you're a coach watching this, you've probably felt like this before. It's so much easier for us to coach other people than it is for us to coach ourselves. And I don't even think that we're, again, meant to fully coach ourselves. We should be relying on wise counsel and community and our village. But I am excited to see what my skill or my gift or talent of being able to structure ideas and being able to create organization amongst chaos, what that can turn into in terms of a service or a business. Because at some point, my desire will be to monetize it. I really try to co-mingle my personal desires and my gifts with business, so I don't have to separate how I'm making money from who I desire to be. I think those things should go hand in hand. So I really am excited to continue to explore that. Then earlier today, I went out to breakfast with my friend Danny again. It's my last full day in Bali. And so she was just asking, like, what have you been reflecting on? And we just had some really good conversation. We had conversation about identity, which I talked about in yesterday's video. We had conversation about why not just do it? Like, why are we trying to only do things if they can last forever? What if we just did something because it made sense right now in this moment? And so anyway, we were just talking through our reflections. And one question that she asked me that I thought was so powerful was, what is the best case scenario? Based on what you want right now, just based on where you are right now, based on who you are right now, what is the best case scenario? And man, that question was so helpful for me because it made me think about what I ultimately desire. What do I actually ultimately desire? And then so when I answered the question, she was like, well, then why aren't you just doing that? I'm like, you're right. Why am I not going after best case scenario? So often we just settle for what we think we can get, right? Or we settle for what we think we should be doing. We just settle. Part of that settling is because we don't even consider what the best case scenario is, and we don't even consider that it's possible for us. What is the best case scenario? So I started thinking about that, and I want to even journal about it some more today. But best case scenario, that's what I want to focus on. And I don't want to share what that is right now. I want to just think through all of what that looks like. But once I get fully clear, I'm definitely going to share it. And then as I'm building out that best case scenario, I'll definitely share more with you all. But those are some of the reflections that I have been having. So, the other reflection that I had was because, she asked me what my video was about yesterday, and I told her it was about the discipline and the 3 phases, and she was like, oh yeah, I forgot you're a frameworks girly, because she is too. And I'm like, whether or not I continue doing coaching programs around like business or strategy, I'm just always going to be a frameworks person. And I think that's really just the systems part of me. That's the organization part of me. I like to structure my thoughts into frameworks, right? I need it to be 3 parts to this or 7 pieces to this, because I also think that frameworks just simply make things more memorable and it makes it easier to digest. And that's really what systems is for me. It makes it easier on the eye when I'm looking at like a physical decluttering and I'm looking at physical organization. But when I think about talking and conversations and teaching, I remember things when they're kind of like in buckets. And I'm also recognizing too, because of my gifting and messaging and because of my personality and maybe even a little bit of my lack of patience, that I can kind of tell that I'm still holding back a little bit on these videos, and I'm giving myself grace because, we're still only on episode number 3 here, but I can still tell sometimes that I'm holding myself back because I like to get to the point as soon as possible. I like to be succinct as soon as possible because I personally cannot stand when people ramble on. It drives me nuts. It drives me so nuts. And I definitely think there's area of opportunity for me to have grace in that, because the average person is not thinking in frameworks. They're not thinking in bullet points. They're not thinking succinctly. Most people have to kind of go down a rabbit hole for them to get to the destination, for them to get to where they want to go. And so for me, I like to process and think about all of my thoughts in seclusion and then come to the forefront with like, okay, I figured it out. And it would be challenging for me to come on here and just share my thoughts raw without trying to quickly get to an answer. Because I just don't like the rambling. It's like, girl, you could have figured this out on your own. I don't know if you guys have seen that reel that's like, this is how girls send voice notes.
Just gonna send you a voice note because it's easier, but what was I gonna say? No, so honestly, I was just like really like, actually,
and it's like 19 seconds of nothing being said. And originally when I was doing this, I was like, I'm not even going to edit the video. It's just going to be raw. And truly, I am giving you guys an authentic version of myself, but I still got to go back and edit. And so I'm going to edit out like 7 seconds of something or 2 seconds of something. I just need things to be, I am very intentional about making sure that every word that comes out of my mouth has value. That's just what it is for me. And it would take a while for my brain to change that. And I don't even think it's something I want to change. I'm not sorry. I think that's just such a gift. I mean, I built a multi-million dollar brand from teaching people messaging and being succinct and straight to the point and valuable with their messaging and delivery. So I don't even think that's something that I want to change. But I don't want to be succinct at the expense of not sharing what's on my heart. And I don't want to be succinct to the point where I could have actually offered more value, but I rushed myself to the destination of the sentence. So I think there's a lot of value that I do have to offer, and I have to be patient with myself in processing in real time in front of people and being able to share what that value is. So it's going to be a practice. My goal is really not to overthink these videos. So even yesterday when I shared those the 3 phases to building mastery and discipline, that was something that I had already considered and thought about. So it was easy to say it in real time. And I don't want every video to be like, okay, well, what framework is Maya going to teach us today? If it's a framework that I already have, cool. But I'm really avoiding it being like a masterclass every single time I record these videos, because I've already lived that life. And I think there, in the future, there might be some episodes where it's like, okay, guys, I figured out something new. I really want to share this. I want to share my insight, or I want to teach you something new. But I'm not trying to recreate something that I'm trying to walk away from, right? I'm not trying to rebuild an authoritative brand. Now I'm trying to build a community brand where I'm learning alongside you. So I appreciate the encouragement. I really appreciate the comments. I appreciate the DMs, and I'm excited to post this video and the video that I recorded yesterday. I finished the edits for it, but I didn't post it because I was still feeling like crap. As soon as I got off of recording yesterday, I took off my clothes and got in bed, and I was just so relieved to be done. But I'm excited that you're on this journey with me. And if you are learning anything, please do share. I still like to teach. I still want to add value. I still want to see what you walk away with. And if you have any insight for me, please do share. So appreciate you for hanging out. I'm going to go enjoy my last final day in Bali, and I'm going to do my best to record 1 or 2 episodes tomorrow, since I'm going to be flying for 33 hours. So I'll see y'all tomorrow.